As a Nigerian or someone resident herein, if you look around your neighborhood, you see beautiful ladies and handsome guys dressed in this kit, this NYSC kit, because this is the time for another batch of core members. As I'm talking to you now, they are currently in their respective orientation camps. But the thing is this, people don't even know the history behind NYSC, why it was formed and all that. Stay with me. NYSC means National Youth Service Corps, but in those days we used to call it Na You Sabi Chop. And on this note, I welcome you all to another time of the CJ. I am Prince Ifi Chijoke, your host. After the Biafra war ended in 1970, the federal government of Nigeria began many schemes or many programs that tends to bring back, inspire the fight, that ensure that the Biafrans never left, or people of the former Eastern Nigeria, as in region, never left. They did many things to not to allow them go. They now brought many schemes to reintegrate the Biafrans back to the union called Nigeria. After the war ended, Yakubu Gowon, the then head of state, declared that there was no victor and there was no vanquished. But we all know that there was a victor and there was a vanquished. But let me say that story should be left for another day, right? Good. He now brought what was known as the 3 R's: reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation. What does that mean? They wanted to rebuild the Eastern region that was almost destroyed. After rebuilding the Eastern region that was almost destroyed, they will now rehabilitate the people, soldiers and all that, all those people that were, the war hit them or then got involved in the war. But did that happen? That is the case for another day. My main focus is about this NYS because it was another scheme that the Gowon-led administration introduced in the year 1973 to unite Nigerians across states, across borders, across ethnic and religious divides. Emphasis. Therefore, literally speaking, we cannot say that the NYSC was formed for peace, cohesion, unity, and understanding. Understand my culture, I understand yours. Understand my language, I understand yours. Understand my religion, I understand yours. Because we all know that they interchange the states. If I schooled in Anambra State, to be precise, or be taken to a state like either Lagos, Kano, or Kaduna, so that I know how they behave there. And if I schooled in Abuja, FCT, or I schooled in Jigawa State, I will not be brought to either Kwara, Osun State, or River State, so that I can understand how people I'm from the north, those in the south behaves. I'm from the south, let me be taken to the north, so that I can know how they behaves. That is the essence of NYSC, or that interstate movement. Emphasis. Another thing is this: is the NYSC within the scope of why it was formed? Are we actually much due to this scheme called NYSC? Are we still getting united as Nigerians or dividing them more? What do we learn? Let's say I drink beer and I go to someone that they don't drink beer. Will I be allowed to drink beer? Or let's say there are things that are being allowed in a region or are not being allowed, and someone from another region goes to that place. Would they allow him to do that? Why must I be forced to fast during Ramadan in the north? I'm not a Muslim. You didn't bring up this scheme to take me to another place to be forced to accept their beliefs or their culture. You only took me there for that 1 year span to learn, to be able to understand another side of Nigerians, not to force me into it. We've all heard some stories about core members that were deployed to some states in the north, but they never came back alive. According to Premium Times, after the 2011 presidential election that saw the victory of President Goodluck, former President Goodluck Jonathan, and the defeat of the PDP, and the defeat of former President Muhammadu Buhari of the CPC, there was a serious violence in Bauchi State that saw the death of over 50 persons. 9 were all core members from the south. I am not trying to sound bad or whatever. I am being real. What are the aims and sole objectives of the NYSC scheme that was formed by Yakubu Gowon? Are we achieving it? Are we? Thank you for staying with me in today's Timer with CJ. I will come your way soon with better content, like I always do. You can like, you can share, you can comment.